So pretty recently, KSI has gotten himself into some big, and I mean big drama. And most of you guys probably have no clue what's going on. So long story short, MrBeast, Logan Paul, and KSI are all working together on this like new product called Lunchies or Lunchy, whatever it's called. And it's kind of like a competitor to like Lunchables, you know, those things that you get as like an elementary school kid. And at first, it may seem like healthy of some sorts, but like obviously it's not healthy at all. And it's like some frozen food, you know, something cheap we can get. And obviously, this is not really a good idea in my personal opinion. I mean, there's a reason why Lunchables are like the only thing in the market when it comes to stuff like that because, well, who's really buying these except for like elementary kids? Anyways, after that whole announcement of Lunchy, people like DanTDM actually called out MrBeast, KSI, and Logan Paul saying like, who the hell is even buying this shit? And also, what happened to YouTubers? I mean, I can't really blame DanTDM. Like, obviously for an OG, he's kind of like seeing how like YouTube is becoming more of like a profitability for content creators instead of like, well, actually having like, you know, some creativity behind it and actually having fun. And now people are just doing it for the money. Obviously, Logan Paul and KSI saw the tweet, so they try to do their best to like do some damage control and at the same time clap back at DanTDM for doing the exact same thing. But obviously, people are not buying it, and of course, they keep roasting Logan Paul and KSI because of course we would. And that's where we were at beforehand because just recently, KSI made a response video, a proper response this time around, and it's called "Everybody Hates Us Right Now." So let's see what he has to say now that he has to defend himself against, you know, some of the biggest OGs of YouTube.
Without further ado, Lunch League, ladies and gentlemen. Me, MrBeast, and Logan Paul have launched Lunch League. If you've had Lunchables, this is mainly for my American audience. If you had Lunchables, yeah, I guess they were good at the time. Well, we've made something better. If you don't believe me, try it out for yourself. Let me know what you think.
No, I'm not gonna actually try out your shitty product, KSI. I mean, unless some of you guys in the audience actually want to, like, I don't know, bet me some money or at least give me some money, then I guess I will, just for you guys.
Nah, JJ's cooked, bro. And then there's a tweet from Jacksepticeye. You mess with DanTDM, you mess with YouTube. I mean, that's cringe.
I mean, Jack's not wrong.
Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Hopefully the next few posts should give a bit more context to what's going on. A DanTDM response to JJ and Logan's new announcement. There we go. Here's the context we need. So, obviously released Launchly, and DanTDM replied. This is what he had to say.
What happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to trust the people who are selling it to them.
DanTDM came through with his tweet, so I was like, alright, I gotta reply to this. So this is what I said. Looks like crap to me, while showing his toys that he sold to kids. How does this benefit your fans, Dan? Now, obviously, people didn't realize that I was shining a mirror in his face. Instead, they were like,
wait, you did the same as Dan. You made toys with Tube Heroes.
and yes, that's fair. But I'm not the one complaining.
Alright, just to be fair with you guys, like I'm actually being for real, but this whole thing was kind of blown out of proportion because, well, obviously I could see where DanTDM was speaking, like, you know, what the fuck is this? But like, obviously I'm not going to think that a KSI, Logan Paul, and MrBeast all like gathered these kids, forced them to try out Lunchy and say like, oh, it's actually good, you know, it's good for the kids. Obviously it's not like that. I mean, it's kind of, you know, funny for the memes, like, oh my god. I mean, Twitter was blowing the fuck up over this. And also at the same time, KSI's response has been kind of cringe so far. I mean, it's pretty much like his same videos over and over again. I mean, it's not really my type of content, so it's, you know, whatever, but like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it is a response of some sorts, but like, I don't know. Like, I mean, at first off, like I said earlier, it's not like a serious thing, but like, I don't know. I was expecting something a bit better, if you guys know what I mean. I mean, this is like him throughout the whole video anyway. Like, this is pretty much typical of his content. And I personally believe this, that this whole thing was blown out of proportion because, you know, MrBeast is kind of like in hot water right now, and I do not want to get into that. That's like a whole can of worms I do not want to get into. And then there's like Logan Paul, you know, who's like a crypto scammer, so of course he's going to be hated by people no matter what when it comes to like whatever he launches. And then there's KSI because, you know, he's kind of like a hothead when it comes to some things. I mean, hell, he couldn't even take like a single L whenever he had like that one match that he had in boxing against his opponent, and he couldn't even take the loss. And this whole thing was fueled by the fact that DanTDM made his tweet, because obviously DanTDM's like the OG, okay, he's the GOAT, and obviously people respect him, so it's like whatever he says, people automatically agree with him. So it's like, well, if someone else did it, you know, not MrBeast, Logan Paul, or KSI, like if someone else did it who's like a no big name like those three, then well, this whole thing would have never happened, and DanTDM would never like catch attention and obviously tweet about it and say like, oh, what the hell happened to YouTubers? Like none of that would have ever happened if someone else did it, at least in my personal opinion. Anyways, I want to like, you know, bring up some comments in this video because seriously, like in KSI's comments for his new video, they're actually pretty hilarious. So here's some of the highlights. Responding to criticism, no. Yapping, yes. Bro was in a 3v1 and still lost. I mean, come on, like DanTDM's the GOAT, okay? Like he's bigger than all three of them combined. JJ slowly getting more and more triggered through the video is hilarious.
He was talking about food, not merchandise and toys.
And I'm like, okay, sure. Let's keep moving the goalposts. But okay, did I reply to this? He was sponsored, then promoted, and made a whole video on Munch Pack, a monthly sub box full of food and candy to his Minecraft audience full of kids. Now what?
Wow. You actually got him. I'm actually joking. Obviously, DanTDM was sponsored by this company, and first off, it was actually not his company, by the way, KSI, because, you know, it's kind of funny how KSI is promoting Prime and all that stuff. Like, you know, like he was sponsored, but he's actually the owner. Like, everyone knows that, but like, come on. Like, there's no way you can actually pull that same card. Like, why? Just, this dude's like getting desperate at this point. And I almost forgot to mention this, but like, that sponsorship was from 9 years ago. 9 years ago. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, this dude is like digging so far deep just to find something against DanTDM, but he only found that thing and it's not even like harmful. I'm actually kind of curious, like, is this company still around? Like, someone in the comments, please comment down below and say like, is this company still around or not, or they just pretty much went bankrupt? Because I'm actually being serious. Like, if this company wants to sponsor me, I would take it. And no, that does not mean I'm actually going out of my way to promote some harmful things towards kids. Like, that's not the case at all.
Now what? At this point, his fans imploded. Self-combustion occurred on Twitter. And they just didn't know how to react. Some just decided just to be racist.
All right, can this guy like stop with the fake laughter, please, for the love of God? Like, this is actually so annoying.
When a nicker like KSI does nothing in life and still gets paid for it in something other than welfare or food stamps, it's noteworthy. It's like how monkeys in the jungle have started to understand the concept of tools. Brother is just being racist. His audience just didn't know what to do. They couldn't fathom the idea that their beloved Dan was also exactly what he claimed that we were.
I may come off as a nerd, but like, I don't really care, man. But like, these two things, you know, what DanTDM and KSI are claiming to be like bad, like they're like completely different things. Like, KSI is out here selling food and drinks, but DanTDM is just selling plastic toys. So it's like, who gives a fuck? And like I said earlier, like this whole controversy is only happening because, well, the timing was just completely off. Like, these three have like a bad reputation of some sort. So why would anyone want to like, you know, buy these things like mindlessly? Because, well, there's obviously some things going on between these three, like, you know, behind the scenes and all that stuff. Not like with each other, but like some questionable, like, you know, ethics and kind of morals that they're going through, if you guys get what I mean. And also at the same time, if MrBeast like launched this product by himself like 2 years prior, back when he was like, you know, in this prime age, like, you know, he was getting up to like 100 million subscribers and, you know, he's surpassing like everybody, like, you know, back when everyone respected him. Like, if he launched this like 2 years prior during that point in time, like everyone would have bought it, like, you know, no matter what. Like, that's what they did with Feastables back in the day. The only question I have now is that, well, how could like Lunchy like recover from this? Like, you know, are they gonna still be successful, or is, you know, like the whole Twitter thing and, you know, the whole reputation that they have now because of its co-owners, like, will like any of this like, you know, kind of affect sales of some sorts, if you guys get what I mean?
Safe to say he's a hypocrite. But again, they kept moving the goalposts and being like,
Oh well, Dan only did this once. He's only made a video once about sweeties to his audience, so you're wrong.
I mean, he still did it, but sure. If you just type in DanTDM sweets, there's countless of videos of him eating.
I had to stop KSI once again because, you know, once again, the views that he's listing are from like 8 to 9 years ago. So it's like, what the hell is he even talking about? Like, this is like, once again, a nothing burger. I mean, like a couple years ago, we had this like thing called like the Chubby Bunny Challenge, if I remember correctly. And it was like, you know, stuffing marshmallows in your mouth, like see how much you can fit in. Like, was that promoting obesity? Like, no, like it had nothing to do with that. I was like, you know, let's see how much marshmallows can someone fit in their mouth and maybe they even chew it. I mean, mean, if they failed, obviously, but is it like promoting obesity? Like, is it like forcing kids to become fat because they're stuffing so much marshmallows in their mouth that they're going to swallow it all and then obviously become fat as a result? No, it has nothing to do with that. I mean, it feels so weird, like even talking about this now, because it feels like we can't even have fun anymore when it comes to like doing like these challenges without having it somehow associated with having to do with obesity. I mean, all these videos that DanTDM made like back in the day when it comes to like sweets and all that stuff, like it's just him trying out candy and he's not promoting it, and it's definitely not from a company that he himself owns.
You know, but again, this was another complaint that I heard a lot. They were like, I'm about to do the voice again.
Well, DanTDM doesn't actually own the sweets, okay? You own Lunchly, so it's not the same.
Okay, cool. Where was the same energy when Ryan Trahan released sweets? Where was the same energy when FaZe Rog released sweets? Now, I'm not throwing them under the bus because I tried both of their sweets and it's fantastic. It's actually one of the best like sweets I've had in a long time, especially American sweets. Like, it's a shame that, you know, I can't even get it in England. But anyway, I'm not seeing people going crazy towards them on Twitter. You know why? I've realized why. It's because people just hate us. People just hate us. People hate Logan Paul, okay? They hate MrBeast and they hate me on Twitter, okay? When it comes to Twitter, Twitter is just a cesspool of the most depressed people on this earth.
I mean, KSI is not wrong when it comes to like Twitter. I mean, there's like a lot of shit that goes down, and especially those that like tweet at least like 30 times per day. Like, that's just fucking insane. But KSI, you forgot one detail when it comes to like this whole thing. Like, why do people hate MrBeast and Logan Paul? Like, that's something you definitely left out, and it's definitely on purpose. Like, people obviously hate Logan Paul for all the crypto scams that he pulled, and also people hate MrBeast for all the shit that's going down, you know, with the whole Chris Tyson thing and then the Amazon lawsuit and, you know, the whole dog pack thing. That's also something I do not want to get into. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it feels like you're leaving out like an important detail as to like why people hate like Lunchy and also why they hate like all three of you right now. Like, that feels like a cop out in my opinion. Like, you're just asking yourself like, why do people hate us so much? It's like, well, have you guys read the rumor or anything, like, or seen what's going on? Like, there's clearly some reasons why people hate you right now.
Mentioning the Logan scam from a year ago and MrBeast situation from last month, bringing up a harmless DanTDM video from 9 years ago. But I wasn't the one complaining! I'm just replying to Dan! Am I not allowed to reply to Dan? He came at me! Logan Paul and Jimmy's situation isn't to do with me. When I had the whole situation with the P word, I'm not there like, Logan, have my back. Jimmy, where you at? Save me. I had to deal with the situation myself. So what does this mean? The fuck? Those things have nothing to do with me. I'm literally just making a company where I make a product that is better than the competition. And actually, let's take a step back and look at the whole fucking situation. These motherfuckers are complaining about a lunch kit. That's what this whole thing is about. A lunch kit. There's way more crazier things happening in this world, but people want to go in on this lunch fucking kit.
I have to say this like numerous times, but like KSI, like the only reason why people are hating on you right now is because, well, you're working with some people with some shady history right now when it comes to like, you know, things that are going on like right now as we're speaking. Like, come on, man. Like, I feel like I have to repeat myself like numerous times, and I'm just actually losing my mind from this. Like, holy shit. Anyways, that's all I have to say. So I thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, make sure to click all of them, and follow me on my other social medias, and make sure to comment on this video in particular so that way you can give me your thoughts on the whole thing once this video comes out, and I'll make sure to rate them all. And I will see you all next time. Peace.